It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, we are delving into the health chats this morning on Health Tuesdays on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back to it. Now, the South African vaccine rollout plan continues, and adults between the ages of 18 and 35, they're now called to be vaccinated. It's a big call. This morning, our trusted infectious diseases specialist, Dr. Emile Reid, is back in the studio to give us a COVID-19 update and also really to help us prepare for the vaccine, because it does take some preparation. Welcome back, Dr. Emile. Good morning.
Good to be back, guys.
I can see he's very happy. You know what? I've never seen anybody that's a doctor in the infectious sort of area of study with that infectious smile. Like I've never seen people like that. I had to.
Just happy to be here.
Yeah. But okay, doctor, I think let's get serious for a second. You know, we are very excited about the rate of vaccinations at the moment. People get very excited, and then you are often very talented at bringing us down to reality. So what are the numbers looking like? What are those hospital rooms looking like? What is the situation as it stands?
Well, guys, the hospitals are still full to capacity, but we expect that because there's usually a lag with regards to people becoming sick and also the infection sort of rate going down.
Yes.
So what we're seeing is the infection rate nationally is going down, Western Cape is going down, but somehow our hospitals remain full.
Yeah.
And I think the big reason for this to have happened, people normally ask, so why do we have such a lengthy third wave? And the reason for that is probably the Delta variant and the fact that the Delta variant is so transmissible and has such a very high R number that it infects a lot of people, which means it's probably going to be longer and hopefully not carrying on for too much longer.
Yeah, it's put a spanner in the works, to be honest. Now, we know that the people of ages 18, that's me and many other 18-year-olds, all the way up to 35, they've been called to come vaccinate. I do thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of preparing that needs to take place. Well, not a lot, but you've got to consider quite a bit before you go and get vaccinated. What is that preparation like?
Well, I think the most important thing is you need to have a mind shift.
Yes.
I want to get vaccinated. And why do I want to get vaccinated?
Yeah.
And as I've said before, vaccination is our only way out of this dilemma we're sitting in. So if you go for your jab, it's not just about protecting your own health, keeping you from hospital, keeping you from dying. It's also about protecting people around you and your loved ones.
Yeah.
The other motivation for vaccination, well, it's economy. Our economy will probably be
pumped up again.
Yeah. And also we will be able to travel again, attend events, sporting events, cultural events, things like that. That's the way out of this pandemic. And I think all of us are tired of being isolated, blocked in between four walls. We need to get out. And our only way out of this is to vaccinate.
Yeah.
So the biggest mind shift is going to take place here.
Absolutely. It's going to be. Okay, so this is only part one, so we've got a lot more to talk about. Let's address something very, very quickly, and that's around the vaccine itself. This is for the 18s to 35s. The vaccine is by no means a cure, but it is your body being readied for a response in the event that it does come into contact with corona. Can I confirm that? Is that exactly what it is?
Absolutely.
Just in case anybody is saying, oh no, that's a cure, which means I can get a jab and then I'm going to go party. Because that's, unfortunately, 18 to 35, that's sort of the rumor mill has been doing its rounds as well.
Correct.
Furthermore, there are some people saying, oh, you need to prepare for a vaccine, you must do this, you must do that. In a nutshell, prior to your vaccine, is there anything you need to do to ready your body, so to speak?
No. You don't have to take any vitamins, you don't have to take any paracetamol, absolutely nothing. The most important thing is, number one, to make sure that you're not infected yet. So if you have symptoms of COVID, you do not take your vaccine at this moment.
Yes.
And a lot of people, especially with us vaccinating during a pandemic, actually goes for the inoculation and subsequently fall ill and then blaming it on the vaccine. And usually it's not the vaccine. They've probably been infected already and they were just going for their jab during the incubation period
Yeah.
of their vaccination.
I love that we've got you here. Dr. Emile Reid is going absolutely nowhere, here to answer all of your questions and really do shine the spotlight on the COVID-19 vaccinations that are going on. Of course, if you want to register, you can now do so if you're between the ages of 18 and 35. That number is 0600 123 456. That's 0600 123 456. More with Dr. Reid later.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back. And in case you missed it, part one with Dr. Emile Reid, we're chatting about vaccines for 18 to 35s and also covering some of those very, very important bits of information that you need. And we're going to continue it right now. So let's start off once again. Dr. Emile, we covered some very, very important grounds here with regard to the readiness that you need to be in. You've cleared it up. You said don't worry about that. But one thing you touched on is if you are showing any symptoms or any sort of things that related to the COVID, you have to better be sure that moment before you get that jab, which is quite important. Just a quick one on that. Is there any reason as to why you need to be cautious of having symptoms and then getting the jab? Because obviously there's a knee-jerk reaction from many people. They're thinking that the vaccination can immediately cure you. And I think it's important to address that before we put it in, anybody at risk. So just a little bit on that for a second.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is you can just imagine what happens in your body
Yes.
when you develop COVID-19.
Yeah.
You are inoculated with a virus.
Yes.
The body is building some form of immune process
Yes.
and response, and which meaning your immune system is now being activated.
Yes.
And the whole reason for a vaccine is to actually do just that as well. So that first dose is what we call a primer. Second dose is a booster. So you can imagine now getting a COVID-19, the infection, your immune system already activated. Now you actually add to that a vaccine that exactly does the same.
Okay.
Which means your immune system is going to be completely confused, not knowing how to react and to which one to react.
Yeah.
And remember, the one virus that you get as an infection is just one virus. So you're going to have one specific response. Whereas with a vaccine, it's not just a single type. There's different variants, so you're going to get a much broader response than just to a single virus. So we frequently find the big thing is they're going to develop illness, whether or not they get the vaccine or not.
Yes.
They're going to be sick. And the whole thing, it changes people's mindset if they now become ill and then blame it on the vaccine. And that was always the problem to vaccinate during a pandemic.
Well, here's the other thing, is that when you do get the vaccine, you may present with some symptoms, side effects. Some people do have those, others don't, such as a headache, fever, and maybe you can let us know what other sort of side effects do occur. How can those be treated?
Yes, and the big thing is when you go for vaccination is to actually accept that you're going to get side effects, you know, because this is active vaccine, and any medication out there, whether it's Panado or antibiotics, all have side effects.
Yes.
The only thing that doesn't have side effects is probably water that you inject, or the so-called placebo effect. Even that can have side effects in your mind as well. And the big thing is when you go, expect some form of reaction, whether it's pain in the arm, redness around the inoculation site, having a stiff arm the next day, headaches, muscle aches, etc. And those usually disappear on its own after about 48 to 72 hours.
Not long.
So there's no reason for you to think something bad has happened during that time span. There are very rare side effects that one needs to worry about. And one particularly looking at, for instance, the J&J vaccine is a condition called TTS, meaning thrombocytic thrombocytopenic syndrome, meaning that your blood becomes extremely thick, which means you can develop clots, and that is usually found in women
Yeah.
aged between 19 and 42 years of age. And those particular groups need to look at things like severe headache lasting more than a week, abdominal pain lasting more than a week, or leg swelling and pain lasting more than a week. And when that occurs, they need to speak to their doctor immediately.
Well,
And
Dr.
then-
Emile, I mean, we could go on.
We could easily.
absolutely go on, but the resources are out there, and I love that we're able to have a conversation like this with you. But
Yeah.
people can go and register and can check
Absolutely.
out and read up on it.
We can do that. Dr. Emile Reid, thank you so much for all the critical information that we require. In fact, if you want to go register, 0600 123 456 as we give you an incredible vegan recipe. Stand by.